Okay, we're live. This video is not really about being social and whatnot. This video is not for everybody. I can care less who gets who feels disrespected, who gets angry, and or who decided to start liking me and sub me, and then now all of a sudden because I'm saying what I'm gonna say, they're getting offended. First of all, racism's been here way before my great grand decided to be stolen and brought over here. So, with that basically being said, I'm just basically gonna be straight. I'm basically gonna be spitting straight facts. I have no control over how this country was built, how my people came here, how my people were enslaved here, raped, and made it to look the way we do, and to how society is right now. I have no control over none of that shit. Only thing I can control is what and how I say what I say up here. That's the only thing I have control over. I don't go for trends and this, that, and the third. That's the reason why even during the ice bucket challenge back in 2011, 2012, I didn't participate in it. Even though I have a lot of cool friends that actually wanted me to do it. I don't do, like I said, I don't fall into trends. I follow my own beaten path. I'm a straight alpha male wolf. I don't go in no wolf pack. I'm an alpha male wolf that hangs alone. I hunt alone. I kill alone. I maintain alone. I've always been like that. I will always be like that. But let me explain something to you guys out here. This George Floyd thing is just another big ass media frenzy thing, and it gives everybody on all sides their interpretation of what they think is right to do because of this new deadly trend. I mean, this is nothing that's not going to change. Nothing's going to change in this fucking country just because George Floyd died, and just because what happened to him happened to him. Sooner or later, the law is going to start. They're going to try to put something in effect to where they're going to try to not only ban but lock people up for videotaping, and they're gonna try to pass a new law to where they basically going to state that you're what do they call that shit? That you're not impeding, that you're actually obstructing justice by even filming police doing this. Because let's face it, when I was growing up, there was a lot of police corruption and stuff. NYPD is a piece of shit, all of them. I ain't giving go at it because it's personal, but I have somebody on the force that feels a certain way because I said something I said about a black officer in Minneapolis who decided the higher ups is going to use his brass or use his status as a black person as well as a higher up in the police food chain to give him permission to go on YouTube and make a video, YouTube or Facebook, whatever, to make a video. He was just basically a black face to go up there and do what Massa and them wanted him to do. Let's face me, I'm not one of these niggas that easily, that you could just convince. I'm not a convincible type person. If I have a fucking belief and I believe this, I'm stuck on my belief. I'm too smart to sit back and not be able to read in between the lines and see the bullshit. I see shit for what it is before it even comes. I'm a Brooklyn, East New York nigga from the hood. Plain and fucking simple. You know what I'm saying? And I know shit for what it is, and I see shit for what it is, and you can't tell me otherwise. Everybody's sitting here, and a lot of black folks are sitting around being passive, all because police are hugging little black kids with glass. This shit ain't gonna stop until people have to keep this intensity. I'm not for looting and shit, but I am for one thing I know is eye for eye, and violence is the only thing that violence understands. Black people been passive. I mean, come on, man. We fought in every fucking war this country had and still couldn't get a piece of the fucking cake. But at the end of the day, you got the Jews, you got the Israeli Jews that always bitching and moaning and crying about this and that. And they always want to talk about, oh, you need to help people in the Holocaust. First of all, why the fuck y'all don't go over to Europe, to Germany, and talk about that? Explain to you why so many fucking Jews in this country own so much. They own the porn industry. They own the music industry. They own the diamond district. They own almost all the fucking financial things. They own so many law offices. I can go on and on and shit that they own. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they believe in community. They may not Jaime and Ephraim may not like each other, but guess what? I don't know if you guys remember back 2011. I'm gonna go off the beaten path here for a second. 2011, this little Jewish kid was missing from Borough Park. I told everybody it ain't nothing, ain't nobody kidnapped and killed that kid but another fucking Jew. Everybody said, "Oh, you're wrong." Even blacks, you're crazy. That would never happen. No way. Blah blah blah. Let me tell you something about Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and Borough Park, Brooklyn. The Crown Heights, it varies depending on where you are. But those two, because like those are the three dominant areas where Jews are in Brooklyn, New York, or in New York City, period. Is I can say Greenpoint because Greenpoint is dominantly Polish. So I'm definitely gonna say Williamsburg, which is Williamsburg is basically going toward Greenpoint, right before you get to like Long Island City and Queensbridge. That's basically where Greenpoint is located, depending on which area you're coming from. But anyhow, you have Williamsburg, Crown Heights. And when I say Crown Heights, I mean like Empire Boulevard coming to Eastern Parkway. That side of Crown Heights is where it's dominantly Jewish. And then of course you have Borough Park. So Borough Park and Williamsburg are dominantly very, very dominant. That whole area is considered Jewish. And ain't no way in hell, unless you are West Indian black female, that's the only way you're gonna get away with walking on the hands, holding the stroller of a Jewish kid or a Jewish kid by your hand. Because let's face it, a lot of white folks, especially Jews, they have organizations that that they're like nanny services where they dominantly hire, just like the medical industry or home health aides, a lot of West Indians, and that's the only way. But being that a little Jewish kid walked up to another Jew, he was comfortable enough to walk up to this Jew, and no other body said anything about it. They just looked and kept it moving. Days, I think for over a week the boy was missing. I told everybody, ain't nobody kidnapped that kid. That kid is killed. He was raped. I told everybody that. And what happened? What came out? It was a Jew with mental issues. Because let's face it, me or anybody decide to turn around and have and you like your cousin or this, it's disgusting either way you look at it, or you into incest or whatever the fuck, it's frowned upon and you could be locked up for that, and et cetera, et cetera. Jews and their religion is not against the law. A lot of Italians do this shit too, and Chinese now. They marry their fucking first cousins and mate with them, and they say, oh, they do that to keep blood pure. This is the reason why so many Jewish kids have mental instabilities and have defects, because their bloodline is too close to each other, right? But just like I'm saying that, they always sit here crying and screaming the Holocaust, this, that, and third. But what happened to them fucking 80 to 90 years ago in Germany. So explain to me why they got so much power and own so much in the US, and whatever happened to them happened abroad. But at the same time, what happened to blacks in this country is known fact. It wasn't the Italians and the Irish that built this country. It was on the backbone of the red man, the brown man, and the black man. The black man was the only were the only ones that worked for free. The Chinese probably worked for 3 cents on a dollar, and the fucking Mexicans probably worked 5 cents an hour. But at the same time, the black man is the only man in this country that fucking worked for free and got killed, mutilated, raped, and lost their identity and don't have no culture. The only culture we have is the hip hop culture and the culture they allowed us to have. But then every white person always sit back, oh, y'all need to forget this, and oh, this and that. And then a lot of black folks are so passive to anybody but their own. We hate ourselves and hate each other, but at the same time, real quick to kiss another man, another race ass, and then say, oh, they it's just the latest fucking trend. It's not even about that they really respect or give a shit. Because let's face it, you can walk down the street today, just 2 black dudes mind their business, and you can walk around 2 nice looking Russian ladies or 2 Caucasian men or whatever, and they'll still feel a little uneasy. Oh man, they may not say it to each other, but in their mind they reading, oh man, I hope these niggas don't rob me. That's just how fucked up society is. Then you have to ask yourself, why is it that you got more Caucasians nowadays, younger ones that are growing up being more racist or just as racist is that their parents. Why? Because they have these jigaboo jokes and shit amongst themselves. They use a nigger word and whatever, and they hear their parents talk bad about blacks and why they don't this and that. So that's why a lot of them grow up becoming cops and grow up like that young, stink asshole in Central Park. Let's face it, I'm from New York, so I know the renderance of how and the whole thing about Central Park alone. You know, I knew growing up that that white bitch lied about the motherfuckers that raped her. Now the thing is, DNA was really meant to be a social study for scientists, and then somebody decided to add it to criminal law, and it was meant to help put motherfuckers away. But unfortunately, because how wicked they truly are, it actually helped bring, you know, it helped the Project Innocence, and it helped bring more people to justice that were wrongfully accused because of a corrupt system. Like, the system is so corrupt that they have the audacity to sit there and call that shit the Department of Correction. No, there's nothing, they do nothing, and there's nothing correct about what a whole bunch of sick, sadistic people do. You know, I mean, I can go on and on for hours. It's that right now I'm all over the place right now because I'm pissed. I'm emotionally tired of what police are doing, and I think black folks need to start hurting cops. I'm saying that, and I'm putting it on YouTube, and I mean that shit. I don't give a fuck. I think people should start killing cops. I think people should start killing law enforcement. I think people should start killing court officers. I think we need more Micah Xavier Johnsons out there. We need more concentrated DC snipers that are going to do more than just, you know, do shit for a fucking reason. The only thing violence understands is violence. This may not, a lot of y'all may not like this. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. If it's not true, then explain to me why. You have a lot of countries that hate this country. Hell, I'm a fucking citizen of this country and I hate this country. I hate the government. I always hate the government. I think all government officials should be blown up and killed. That's my fucking opinion. I have a right to my opinion. I'm not saying I'm gonna go out there and kill them. I just basically think that there should be a new law and order. And I think, and I find this trend and what's going on so fucking hilariously funny that it's funny how before this shit happened, they were sitting here talking about the president, all these rapes and all this shit that's going on. Then the coronavirus came around and they claimed that it wasn't airborne. I knew this shit was airborne from the gate. I knew about this story and knew about this shit back in September and October before everybody started going crazy. Now all of a sudden the media and they go public telling you this. Now y'all all think, oh, well, the president and them just said it. So it's just coming here now. You fucking morons. This shit's been here back when you guys are sitting there eating turkey saying happy Thanksgiving and running around having your kids trick-or-treating. You know what I'm saying? Get off the bullshit. This government, along with other governments, want to, you know what I'm saying? The planet is too populated, and they're trying to depopulate the planet. They're only upset because this virus didn't kill enough people. I'm going to say it again. They're only upset because this fucking virus did not kill enough people. They were hoping by keeping people socially distant, and that was also a plan. It was a plan to see how well they would get a whole bunch of y'all fucking ignorant, stupid sheep to run out there and do their bidding and test everything out just to see how many of you motherfucking idiots that will sit there and go by what they saying. I didn't believe in that social distancing shit. I did garage sales and I still continue to do what the fuck I do. I don't give a fuck about curfew. I don't care about this government. If I didn't have my family, oh, believe me, my name would be out in the headlines too, because I am so fed up of all police. I don't give a fuck if you're a man. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care what race you are. I think that when you get more black and Hispanic cops out there and Asian cops that have more hatred toward motherfuckers in the hood. Now the same cops don't do this shit up in good neighborhoods or up in neighborhoods that are dominantly Caucasian and business ran important people. But they always go to the urban areas that are dominantly minorities, like blacks and Latinos. Even though Latinos ain't nothing but a whole bunch of fucking blacks that can swim who speak Spanish any motherfucking way. Because let's face it, you're a mixture of people. You guys are you're surrounded around the Caribbean islands because just like a lot of the regular dark-skinned Caribbeans, y'all motherfuckers was dropped off first. Unfortunately, my family, my people were dropped off last, and we want to be coming the whips and being antagonistically challenge to what the white man had us do. You understand? And all this has a lot to do with this because I'm too smart for that. You cannot convince me. You know, black people are so funny. Y'all so hypocritically two-faced fucking idiots too. See, my mom always believed in one thing. Growing up, she always said, if she can't use my comb, don't bring the bitch home. You know, and I feel the same way. Some of y'all may or may not like this. I mean, do I consider myself a racist? No, I'm not a racist. I mean, I don't particularly like a lot of white folks. I always think twice about whites. I've always been like that. I've always been cautious of Caucasians because that's how I was brought up. I was brought up hit first, ask questions later. And I was brought up, don't trust any, what I'm saying? You just got to be very wary of people. And being that my family are like, I'm an old guy. And, my great grandmother passed away and she died in the hands of neglectful Caribbeans because, like, my grandmother put my great grandmother in a nursing home. And, the administrator and stuff in this nursing home made sure that a lot of the Jewish American people and their kids and grandkids never came to visit them, but they got all the good help and they got the good nurses. But then all the regular Hispanics and blacks got the disrespectful Caribbean and Russian nurses that were nasty. They, what I'm saying, they have bed sores, and if you weren't the kind of person that was there, if your family member did not have 2 or 3 people come to visit at least 2 or 3 times a week, believe me, the bed sores and the craziness what I'm saying, your members suffered. Because this is how it is. It's the same thing like it is in a fucking prison system. All people don't understand. All these systems are run exactly the same. The prison system, the military, home health, retirement communities, whatever the fuck you want to call them, mental institutions. Well, the ones that are left because they knock them all down and just decide to throw the motherfuckers away and put them in jail with prisoners. That's the same thing they do with kids that get abused by parents or are sexually abused. They put them in the same fucking homes as they put troubled kids that are locked up in homes they're locked up in these group homes for the same kind of violent crimes and shit that the older criminals do. So it's like, it's just fucked up how the system does not give a shit about you. All the system care about is how much money they can get out of you and making sure that your fucking taxes, your money, pays for everything else. You could barely afford a $6 plate of Chinese food. But at the same fucking time, your money, these motherfuckers are using your money to buy their $500 power lunches that they don't even fucking finish. Like, yo, man, I am beyond fed up. I get to the point where I'm just gonna stop posting or posting up on Facebook because I'm like, yo, black people are ignorant. We are some stupid, ignorant, passive, motherfucking, egotistical idiots. We hate each other, and most of us hate ourselves. But at the same time, you let a group of white folks come in, and it's like, oh, Mr. White Mom, let me kiss your ass, Mr. White Mom. Can I do a job for you, Mr. White Mom? I love you. You hate them, but you love them. But then at the same time, you hate your own community. Then you wonder why the Jews and everybody have everything they have, and why you're sitting there in rent assistance apartments and getting Section 8, while these are the motherfuckers that Section 8 and rent assistance is paying for you to live in their housing or live in their developments. Like, yo, like this, y'all need to get, us as the people need to get our shit together. Now the George Floyd shit is just another trend. That's all it is. It's just another thing. Everybody's using that. Everybody, all sides of the fence is using that shit as a thing to be able to go crazy. The government and everybody's using that because they realize that, not enough people died during the COVID, aka coronavirus. And they help use this social distancing. They put all this shit in effect just to see how good they could test people and see how much they can get away with. And they realize, yo, we can capably get away with anything because these fucking idiots are not only believing us, but they're allowing us to do what the fuck we want to do to them. So now this is just another way. Now you're sitting here saying, oh, now you're breaking curfew because of this protest. Mind you, the protest comes after the social media distancing that's supposedly still be going on now. Now they decide to let the National Guard go out. And instead of National Guard going around watching what police do so they won't, instigate further riots, they're actually instigating the opposite way. And they're running around using rubber bullets to shoot people during martial law. But then at the same time, they want to sit here and inadequately talk about other countries and how fucked up other countries like China and Russia and all the dictatorship is going on in all these other countries. But here it is. Y'all sitting here always talking about other countries, what they do to their own people, but they do to their own people what they've been doing because it's throughout their history. But they're not doing it because of the color of a motherfucker's skin. They're doing it just because they just evil, sick, sadistic people. You motherfuckers are 80 times worse because you hate a person because of their skin tone. Like, how fucked up are people in this country because you hate a motherfucker and you despise them? They have the same feelings you have. Like, you would love a black and a dark-skinned brown dog. You sit there and eat chocolate, this, chocolate, that. You love a lot of black actors, actresses, singers, and all types of sport players, but you hate but you hate niggas. It's like, how can you like this part of it, but then you hate everybody else? You can like nigger dogs and nigger food, like chocolate and brown and black dogs, but at the same time, you can't accept another human being that's on the same level you were on, but you claim that they're not on the same level because they're less than you. So let me get this straight. You would have a dog, or even back in the day, back in slavery day and whatnot, it was okay to give the niggers every fucking job you had. Any job you had, you would give it to them because they worked for free. You fucked them. You raped their children. You even raped the husbands. But it was okay to give them jobs. You always had jobs for them. But now, because blacks are somewhat discreetly free, you have no jobs available for them. It's okay to have them sleeping in your barns and on your property when we were all working for free and shit. But at the same time, you don't want niggers in your neighborhood. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand the rationale behind this. That shit is just as irrational as when you know, I watch NYPD Live, not NYPD Live, but Live PD and whatnot, right? Every time I see it, the cops in the law they basically state that they do everything by the book, and they can't, even when they're wrong, they can't apologize for being wrong, because basically the way the law is written and the way the law is that they, even if they're wrong, they're not going to apologize to you. It's not meant to be set up that way. So that's the case. And what's wrong with a cop walking down the street and walking around a housing project or anywhere and a motherfucker throw an AC on them? Should be nothing wrong with that neither. Only thing that should be wrong with that is the first motherfucker that would snitch and say anything or say they know what apartment it came from or who did it. That whole fucking family should be taken care of. Because at the end of the day, if they're gonna sit here and they're gonna protect themselves, then us as a community need to protect ourselves against everybody. Because at the end of the day, if justice and this fake ass government, because let's face it, the government, the feds, the alphabet boys, they don't like niggers anyway. They don't like black people. They never did. J. Edgar Hoover was never for anybody. This motherfucker had dirt on everybody, and he hated homosexuals, but at the same time, he was the biggest in the closet queer. That just goes to show how fucked up and hypocritically corrupt Caucasian America is. Because let's face it, who runs it? Y'all can sit here and call me a racist, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, I'm not the one. I'm just spitting straight fact here. They have invaded every fucking. They colonized and corrupt and invaded every land on the face of this fucking earth since civilization. And they're continuing to do it. And then people get mad when when you say white privilege. White people, y'all are privileged. You are. And it's not my fault. See, me, I try to raise my kids, and I don't care who likes it, who don't. I'll tell my kids, just to keep shit smart and simple, please marry and mate. Give me black grandbabies. Y'all may not like it. I don't give a fuck. I have too much history, seen too much evil and hatred. And I may be cool with some people, but I prefer, if I'm gonna have kids run around call me grandpa, I prefer them to have my hair and have my skin tone. I said it and I say it again. I don't give a fuck what somebody think about it. You can say I'm racist. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. At the end of the day, you're gonna have your opinion of me regardless of what the fuck I do and or say anyway. So I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I believe a race war is coming. And if it does come, I want to make sure that at least I know that when I wake up next to my wife, I ain't gonna wake up with a knife in my heart. And I know I can go to sleep comfortably, not with one eye open. Because let me tell you something: there is a race war, and you're married to a white woman, or you mate, or you are with a black man, whatever the fuck case is, you're always gonna have to sleep with one eye open, because sooner or later somebody come knocking on the door. I guarantee that if it come down to that motherfucker's life, health, and your children, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, that person will stab you and kill you, you know what I'm saying, and or you know, they might run out on you no matter how many years, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be too much pressure for them. Let's face it, white folks are not good under pressure. They never have been and never will be. That's why more of them are dope fiends and smoke more cigarettes than anybody, because they don't have the same nerve. They don't have the nerves we have. You know, and again, I don't give a fuck if people like what I'm saying or don't like what I'm saying. I'm only, you know, saying don't hate me because I'm spitting true facts. I've always came up here since the beginning of fucking YouTube. I've been up here always spitting the truth about everything, and people hate me for it. Why? Because people hate the truth. You know, it's easier to hate the person spitting the truth than hate the fact that the facts are truth. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I call it for what the fuck it is, man. That's what I do. I call it for what the fuck it is. Now, going back to this George Floyd thing, I don't really know. It's just like everybody else don't really know what the real thing is behind what caused whatever conflict he had with this officer, because evidently everybody knows now that they worked together. And let's face it, you know, the brother was in a picture with what? I think 6 or more white ladies. I don't know where they work at, but whatever. I mean, let's face it, not one of them women look good, first of all. Second of all, a lot of white cops do what they do because they have a lot of envy toward black people. Some of these guys had their girlfriends taken away, and or they didn't like the fact that they had cousins or sisters that was messing with a black man. There's always a lot of reasons or why the majority of law enforcement, Caucasian America, do the things they do to unarmed black men in this country. And a lot of it has a lot to do with envy, hatred, and jealousy, even though envy is basically all that anyway. But you know, and they were either bullied or for some reason they didn't like blacks growing up, and or they grew up in a household full of hypocrites and discreet, biased individuals that hated blacks. So of course, you know, like we all know, racism is not something that's actually, you know, you're not born with it, you're taught it. It's plain and fucking simple. And this shit ain't gonna stop. And the only way you're gonna truly get rid of hatred and racism is every white person on this planet has to disappear. That's the only way you're gonna get rid of all this shit that's going on and been going on since the beginning of fucking time. And let's face it, it's never gonna happen. Now, yes, we have had white people in the struggle, and there are a lot of white folks that think what goes on is terrible. But you know, just like a lot of blacks, they all look the other way. I think black and Latinos need to stop filming shit, because filming shit is not helping a person. Filming George Floyd being choked to death by a cop and held by another 3, amen, man, is not going to help the situation. It's not going to make them keep their lives. And then everybody's, oh, well, fuck it. You know, the cop's going to go to jail and now the family can sue. Why people are always more interested in what happens to the officers that killed the man and the fact that the family can sue. That's not bringing this man back. That's not giving Gianna her father back. And I hate when people use those terms. Oh, well, they can sue. What fuck suing? Money, you know, yeah, you can spend the money, but the money's not bringing this person back. This person lost their life. And all you can think about is, oh, well, at least they got fired. You know how many cops do wrongful shit, get fired? They do a couple years in jail. They come out. They have money waiting for them. And they have people that still hook them up doing security jobs. Some of these motherfuckers become constables, sheriffs in other states, other townships. They become armed security. They go to jail. They live good in jail, believe it or not, because they don't send them in population, and they send them other places where they're protected, where their well-being is overexceeded by anybody else's, which is fucking twisted and crazy. They do the same thing with sex offenders. They build prisons just for sex offenders to be safe. Then you wonder why so many police officers, correction officers, firefighters, politicians, and everybody always getting caught up in child porn and these sex rings, because they're sick, sadistic people that are hired and in an organization with other sick, sadistic motherfucking people that do the same thing they do. That's why they all do it and they all get away with it. Let me tell you something. When you wear white, it's only a matter of time before you get dirty. You cannot be a good apple around a bad batch of apples. It's, you know, sooner or later you're gonna get the bacteria. That's just fucking plain and simply. So that's why you got fucking 90+% cops. I ain't say 60 or 70, 90+% cops always wind up getting corrupt and becoming evil and doing sick shit because they're surrounded by it. So So sooner or later, it's all about being accepted. Being accepted, and it's all about acceptance. You know, and it's very few that can survive that. You think I make these videos because I'm popular? No, I make these videos because it's the truth. And if I get one person to view it and or nobody, so what? It's still out there. And I keep making my videos. I don't got fucking 20 or 30,000 likes and this and that. I get lucky if I have one like and 1 or 2 views, but I keep doing what the fuck I do because that's me. I don't do this shit for reconcilement or because I want. Nah, fuck all y'all niggas out there. All y'all bitch ass motherfuckers out there. You watch the videos you watch, and you don't watch it. Go sit back on this, catch COVID-19, give it to everybody in your family, and then all y'all fucking slip away into a coma like demisement and go bye-bye. That's just the way I feel about it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do for me and because I like doing it, because I find pleasure in speaking the truth. And I like it when I got more people that dislike me than like me. Why? Because at the end of the day, it just goes to show I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? It's a saying. When you sit back and you don't got nobody talking about you, and everybody likes you, you're not doing something right. When you have a lot more people talk about you and hate you, that's when you know you're doing something right all day. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like this whole George Floyd thing, I'm not making light of this brother's death, but now you got all these celebrities want to come out and talk. I'm like, yo, I'm tired of everybody. Everybody want to do shit. It's all about doing shit to better themselves and make themselves look good because everybody want to be part of a fucking latest trend. A man lost his life because of a fucked up, corrupt, sadistically racist fucking system allow it, and they trained them to do this shit. That's why this shit keeps occurring. Right now, as I'm speaking, it's still happening. Then they get these ignorant ass jigaboo motherfucking sellout niggas in a uniform to come up here and start to my I'm George Floyd. I mean, when a lot of black folks get locked up and they want a phone call, this and that, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of brothers go to the blacks because they figure, you know what, I understand you wear a badge, but you know, we share skin colors. So at some time, you know how fucked up the system is. Can you help me out? And they say no, and they're disrespectfully angry and more violent than the white cops because they show out for the white cops because they want to prove to them that, hey, I'm one of y'all, man. But at the same time, how many barbecues, how many regular cops, white cops, and even Latino cops in your district or precinct that been to other white cops' parties, houses, or went out with them? And how many of you motherfuckers been working with these motherfuckers for years, and how many times they invited you to shit? One thing y'all need to realize out here is you're always gonna be too black for the uniform, and you're always gonna be too blue for your own fucking kind. At the end of the fucking day, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't help the fact that what I'm saying is the truth. It's the truth. You like it, you like it. You don't like it, I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, it's not up here for you to be liked. A lot of people don't like the truth. You know, let's face it, the truth is the government don't give a shit about you. And the truth is, this is why I love niggas like Timothy McVeigh. And the reason why they put his white ass to death real quick, because he blew up a federal building and it wasn't part of their plan. He was a man that did what they did and they closed the book quick because, let's face it, society and this country do not want you to know as a person that one man can truly make a difference. We have my brother, a guy that I find a hero, Micah Xavier fucking Johnson. July 17th, 2017. I will always support that day. That was a day that this man he got sick and tired of the law and the lords of the land, and he fucking sniped with mad cops. They had to get to him by blowing up the fucking car garage he was at. You know, and that motherfucker he's always a hero to me. And I always talk to my kids about people like that. You know, again, that just goes to show that one man can make a difference. Timothy McVeigh, he got tired. He knew how fucked up the system was. And to teach the system a lesson, he blew up the Oklahoma City federal building. And I thought that shit was hilarious. Yeah, the kids lose their life. Yeah, it's fucked up. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, why would you put children in harm's way like that? If I do that or somebody else do that, they're quick to put us away for child endangerment and child negligence. But at the same time, because they're the feds, they're the government, they figured out, oh, nobody will be devious enough to do this. Why not? You guys send people in uniforms all over the season, and they bomb and kill a whole bunch of pregnant women and children. And then people come home and say, thank you for serving your country and saying thank you for your service. And they go over there. I mean, think about it. If this country is as fucked up as it is to its own citizens, imagine how really fucked up and sick and sadistic they are when they got the power to go to other countries and do shit. Yeah, my eyes are raised like the Rock right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may or may not like this. People are just gung-ho patriotic for no reason. And the reason why so many white folks are patriotic, because again, this country is white privilege. It is what it is. And I think black people need to stop looking for white fucking validation because y'all taking knees. When Kaepernick sat there and took a knee, this man lost his fucking career or his endorsement. He was hated. And we all know the NFL is one of the biggest racist leagues out there compared to Major League Baseball and even the NBA. And they all have their racist groups and shit. It's all about money to them. They don't care about what the fucking jungle monkeys are doing. As long as they getting their bread, they don't care. But the NHL has and is always a all-star American racist fucking group. And here it is. You know, this dude took a knee. He took a knee for what he thought because he got tired of what's going on in this country. And here it is. Look at all the shit, all the ridiculement he went under. All these black fucking sellout Uncle Tom ass motherfuckers under this Jim Crow law. Okay, boss, I'm gonna do a good job for you, boss. They went up there and nobody supported this dude, and that's why he lost his endorsements because there was nobody behind him. Now all of a sudden, because a whole bunch of white cops and everybody in badges taking knees, now all of a sudden it's a good thing. Y'all motherfuckers kill me out here. Y'all some stupid, ignorant, sheep ass motherfuckers. Y'all always know you're gonna go to the slaughterhouse. You always know what's gonna happen when you get there. You're gonna sit there and go together and be and you're dumb. Everybody sit back and oh man, you gotta stay 6 feet from me and this and that, and oh yeah, the law states this and that. But here it is, y'all all out here rioting. Y'all all out here doing this all shit. Y'all all out here don't realize that the government are paying operatives, cops, firefighters, city officials to put on uniforms. They're protecting them and telling them to run around smashing businesses. They've been doing this shit for fucking years, for fucking years. This is what they do. They get people to set up shit. It happened in LA Watts riots, the Rodney King riots and all. Y'all didn't know it because nobody was walking around with a fucking tape recorder in their pocket that could make phone calls back then. That's the reason why. And even same thing with 9/11. Everybody who witnessed and stated on national news television before the towers came down all said they don't know each other from Adam. They don't have the same jobs. They were in certain certain areas of the World Trade Center. They all said, I heard 4 explosions go off. And every one of them people after the World Trade Center, they all died. Every one of them. Same thing with that girl who got rid of that whole lone man. I always knew it was more than one person that let off all those shots in fucking Vegas. I said, ain't no way in hell that many people can be killed and hurt by one fucking weapon. I don't care how many. I said the motherfucker ain't holding up Jesse the Body Ventura's Gatling gun from the original Predator movie. It ain't no way in hell one person can cause that much mass. It's no way. And what happened? The lone gunman theory was exactly what it is, a theory, because we all know that it was more than one fucking person doing that shit. And the one person that saw that was a white woman who was visiting Vegas. And she got shot and killed and murdered around the same time. She also came up and been a witness to witnessing more than one person that was running around doing the shooting. Government does shit like this because they want to try to get you to have some kind of validation to be able to go on people's houses and take all their weapons away from them. So this way, when they do what they want to do, you can't fight back. That's what all these movie theater shootings are for, and these shootings in schools and stuff. They get brainwashed, sick kids with mental issues to go around doing this shit to help their cause, to further help their cause. And that's the same thing with this George Floyd thing. You got one person want to pay for the man's funeral. I'm not saying that's not admirable or whatever, but why we can't come together as a fucking people to help each other and help pay for funding in schools and stuff to do the right thing, but at the same time, you want to show that you're a big person by sitting here and you want to do something after a tragedy. It's like, for instance, up here on YouTube, I was in a couple different groups. The one scale group is full of shit, and the statue group is full of shit. They always have been, they always will be, regardless of who's new, who's old. Why? Because they all want to be part of something. But at the same time, when it comes to taking hits for it, I'm the only nigga that ever stood up for it. And that's why I'm hated on YouTube. And I'm cool with that. I don't give a fuck about them motherfuckers, because 99% of them same motherfuckers were the same ones that now don't even collect that shit anymore. Again, just to show how hypocritical Caucasians are. Then you got the black jigaboo niggas behind these motherfuckers. Like, yo, I mean, people are stupid. Black folks, unfortunately, in particular, because, you know, always quick to find validation as long as the white person is helping. Oh, it's all good, but I can't deal with these niggas and this and that. You know, you're fucking stupid. This shit's gonna blow over like everything else. They didn't know what to do. Oh, let the niggas have their little shit, you know, and they use, you know, all this is like a big trigger. It's like building up a big fire, and then depriving the area of oxygen. You do this so this way, when the fire eats, the fire would just fucking implode everything, and all of a sudden, there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's, I mean, not oxygen. You deprive it of not, you know what I'm saying? Actually, fire breathes better in oxygen. Oxygen feeds it. So that's what I meant. You know what I'm saying? So you build this shit and have a whole bunch of fire around. Why you think when you have a fire in the woods, it contracts so much? Because think about it. Trees breathe oxygen. We don't breathe, you know, we breathe in oxygen. We breathe out carbon monoxide. Trees breathe in carbon monoxide, which is poison to us, and they breathe out oxygen, which is poison to them. So it's a trade. We breathe in oxygen and we breathe out poisonous carbon monoxide. Trees breathe in carbon monoxide and they breathe out their poisonous oxygen. So that's how we trade. And this is one of the main, that plus the fact that wood is not a conductor for electricity, but wood is a great conductor and great feeding ground for fire. Fire goes right through it because it is a great material for fire. So when you have something that breathes out a whole bunch of oxygen in the area, that actually not only helps fire live and breathe, but it has a substance and a material that fire eats through. So fire is basically devouring it from all angles. And this is the reason why it's so hard to put out fires. And that's the same thing what's going on with society today. Like I said, y'all may hate, you know, you can hate me and hate my message, but at the same time, you must hate yourself and hate your so-called patriotic country, because at the end of the day, everything I'm spitting is just straight true facts of what the fuck this country is built on. So at the end of the day, don't hate the messenger, hate your own game, because at the end of the day, that's the thing that's doing this. You know, everybody needs to start banding together. And like I was saying with that, you know what I'm saying? So you got a brother named Victor Rosario, God rest his soul, and Louis Pepe. A lot of people didn't like Louis. A lot of people didn't like Vic. A lot of people didn't like me. But at the same time, when they both, you know, before they both passed away, they had a lot of hatred and a lot of anger and stuff. But then as soon as they both died, now everybody, that's the reason why I stopped doing the show, because I've seen 99% of the hypocrites on the show sitting here talking about on how they like Vic and how they like Lou and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, yo, me and Lou used to talk about these people after the show. You know, he used to tell me shit about why they didn't want me on the show, and he didn't like them anyway. But he just, you know, he only really kept the show going because of Vic and other people and this, that, and the third. I mean, I don't have to tell you shit. But at the end of the day, who was there for Lewis's family? Who came to visit Louis' family? Who stayed there for the whole week until after his birthday? Me. Not nobody else up there. Me. Who was there for Vic's funeral and videotaped it and shit? Me. His family allowed me, because his family, you know, he spoke to me about his family. His family knew I was genuine, and they allowed me to do that, to bring y'all some kind of closement to seeing him laying there. And I did the same thing for Lou. But who was there for Lou's family and who was there for Vic and his family? Me. So anyway, like I said, I don't have to sit there and talk about how I reminisce on how they helped me with the show and all that other bullshit ass garbage. At the same time, it's funny. Everybody fucking hates you in life but praise you in death. You let my black ass have been in Lou's or Victor's place. Same motherfuckers that hate me and talk shit about me and talk ill. Oh yeah, I always liked him because he had a Mr. T haircut. He was a cool guy. He always spoke the truth, because that's what y'all hypocritical, fake ass, two-faced motherfucking bastards do. Exactly what I just said. You know what I'm saying? And I call shit out for what it is. And that's why I'm not liked, because I let y'all know you're full of shit and you're bullshit. It's just like when I'm at the flea market and I'm selling, and somebody say, oh, I'm going to come back. And I'm like, no, you're not. They get mad. Or a person asks me, how much for this 2 times? I'm like, yo, listen, I know you're not going to buy. You know you're not going to buy. Just do both of us paper and leave. They get upset and they get truly offended. And I like that, because now I'm getting my payback for you. Because you know what I'm saying, when you ask a person how much for something once and the price is good, and you ask 2 more times, now you're just being a nuisance. Me and you both know you can't afford it, and or you're not going to buy it. So do yourself and me a favor by walking the fuck away. And I'm quick to snatch shit out people's hand, curse them out, say, yo, get the fuck out of here. And yeah, I may not make that many sales because I ain't kissing nobody's ass, but at the end of the day, I ain't gonna kiss your ass just to make money. I don't sell myself out. I never have and I never will. If I'm as old as I am in today's society and where I'm right now, If I ain't never kiss your ass to get by, then I damn sure can do it now and to go forward. That's not my fucking cup of tea. I'm a die a broke, angry, militant ass nigga. Cause that's the way I live my life. And now this day and age, I'm not gonna sit here and give my rights and give myself up for $1 because that's what the fuck you want. Everybody else do it, but I'm not gonna do it. And I'm living proof of that. I get less views, less videos, less subs than anybody, and I still do what the fuck I do. And to me, that's just as much power, if not even more. I may not be able to go to Comic-Con as a media source because I'm not kissing ass like everybody else, but it's all good. At the end of the day, I'm still doing me. We also be, and I get to the point now when people say, "Oh, I love your channel." I get mad. I'm gonna say you love my channel, but you don't sub. Oh, well, I said, well, you know what? Keep it moving. And I tell them just like that. They're like, "Oh, you are a dick." I said, "Yeah, I'm an." I tell everybody, yes, I am an asshole. I'm a big asshole, but you know what I'm saying? I know that, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. All right. So yeah, I'm back. I had to go and pay my water bill real quick in the restroom, so that's where I was. And I am angry. I like everybody else. I'm so sick and tired of this shit. I'm just so tired of us always sitting here being passive. Everybody, oh, you can't be violent, or the violence. Shut the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? They want it to be violent. They want people to loot. Why? So this way they can fuck up the development, and they can fuck up the have idiots. You know, help them fuck up their own neighborhoods and shit. So this way they can run in. And the only reason why they allowed the National Guard to come in and start shooting people with rubber bullets was because now they were taking the looting outside of their neighborhoods and going into the business district. And then, you know, we all know what's on the other side of the business district. Now you're going into their neighborhoods. That's the only reason why they got the National Guard to come out and start shooting motherfuckers with rubber bullets, because they're like, all right, whoa, you niggas in the wrong neighborhoods now. Why do you think the government and them and society was okay with them destroying Watts and shit like that back in the fucking 60s and 70s and their own neighborhoods, rioting and fucking up their own neighborhoods? Why? Because it's all part of the greatest plan. Fuck that stuff up. They got nowhere to go. They got nowhere to live. And now they got to go to another state. They got to go more south or go this place or that place because now we get rid of them. So now we can, you know, sell this shit to developers and then make the neighborhoods better, because that's what they do. Like now, look now, East New York, Brooklyn, everywhere you're going in New York now, all over Brooklyn is just as high potent, if not even more than Harlem, but more than Manhattan now, because you get bigger apartments, you get more real estate, you get better neighborhoods, you get more bang for your buck now in downtown Brooklyn than you can ever do in the most highest part of Soho now in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck they do. You know what I'm saying? But you know, this whole George Floyd shit is nothing but the latest coronavirus and COVID-19 trend. You got so many blacks. You gotta look at the black sister that got killed in her own fucking house. You know, and now they want to sit here and they want to dehumanize and they want to turn around and fucking try to lock up, I think, the husband or boyfriend because he shot one of the cops. That nigga's a hero, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who you are. You bring it. You let a cop come in my house. Let me come home and there's a uniformed cop in here and ain't no warrant. I'm killing you. I'm putting that shit right here on fucking Facebook or YouTube. I don't give a fuck. Everything I'm saying it because I don't give a fuck. And because I'll tell you what the fuck I do to you. You know what I mean, motherfucking people I done knocked out in front of police? I told them, yo, I don't give a fuck with cops in here. You keep talking shit, I'm gonna fuck you up. I don't put my hands on police too. Again, my name is Michael Saunders. I approve this message, and I'm putting this shit up here on YouTube. I don't give a fuck about ain't no repercussions. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech. You know, it's past tense. What was done is done. At the end of the day, you let me come home or you let somebody, you know what I'm saying, break it to me. I don't give a fuck about this, some police. You don't got no fucking warrant and you do something again. Oh, you let me come home and they got my son or my daughter on the floor stumping them out. I'm gonna walk in my house. I'm gonna walk in my house. I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna come out and me and you all, we all gonna be dead. Same thing, you know. You let me walk around or somebody videotape my some cop beating up my 11-year-old Isaiah. I'm gonna wait for this motherfucker to go on his or her lunch break, and or I'm gonna follow them home and I'm gonna kill them right in front of their whole fucking family. That's me. And I think that's how society needs to start being. Y'all motherfuckers need to stop being passive and always being submissive because you guys got a whole bunch of white folks taking knees and to my Black Lives Matter movement because everybody do this shit 1 week and then a couple of days to a week or a month or 2 months later, society sits here and laugh at y'all motherfuckers. Like look at these fucking jigaboo ass niggas. They do the same predictable shit every fucking time this happened. It's just that this George Floyd thing triggered what should have been triggered even when the sister passed away. How you gonna break in somebody's house in their own home, no warrant, wrong home, kill this woman? What's gonna be the excuse? The first thing law enforcement do, they do the same predictable, fucked up, hypocritical shit. They sit there and they try to find a record on you. They don't care if you hopped the turnstile or had a ticket that was out for your warrant 8 years ago. They try to use that shit to help justify what the fuck they do. Now this woman's children don't have a mother. This woman's children, their mother was killed in their house by people that were sworn in to protect them. And now they're gonna sit there and they're gonna try to do whatever the fuck they can to make sure this man do some kind of time or go on probation, or they're gonna try to say, listen, we'll drop these charges if you drop those, and if he's smart, he'll go to court and keep everything the way it is. Because at the end of the day, they killed that woman cold-bloodedly in her own fucking home, and they had the wrong warrants and shit. Every time the law does something, they do the same thing. They do the same thing companies do. They do the same things companies do. When a company do shit to you, it's business. It's okay. You do something, it's a crime. It's corrupt. Why? Because hey, they're paying people. Look now with the weed. Now they found a way to justifully tax weed, so now weed is legal. Not, you know, like what? Last year they announced to where they was gonna publicly legalize prostitution in New York. They found, you know what it is? They found a way to make pharmaceutical companies, medical companies, and local legislative law to find a way to tax and make money off of pussy. Because let's face it, pussy or prostitution is the first and oldest fucking organization in this country. It's the oldest profession in the country. It's older than police officers, firefighters, older than all that. Why? Because pussy been here before law enforcement. Let's face it. You know what I'm saying? So now they're trying to find a way to legalize it like they did in Vegas. They can try to do the same shit here in New York. But again, you know, everything has a purpose and how they slip shit in legislative law and how they slip shit in, even as far as this COVID shit. They was for the last 2.5, almost 3 months, a lot of companies lost millions and hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars off of social distancing and all this other shit. But at the same time, they allow National Guard and they allow people to protest. They allow nobody protest or came about doing any of this shit when it came to y'all all losing your rights due to the fact that the Department of Justice was trying to go to the law and suspend your constitutional rights. And none of you fucking idiots out there sat there and did videos and protest that. You didn't protest when and or why the COVID-19 is killing people. You didn't protest when your own grandparents and great grands and great uncles and great aunts and everybody were being killed in these nursing homes. None of y'all protested that because that wasn't important enough to you. And it wasn't important enough to you because it wasn't important enough to the egotistical, antagonistic, hypocritical motherfucking whites that put this shit in order and instigators in the first place. That's why it wasn't important to y'all, because it wasn't important to them. But this George Floyd situation was more important to them than it is to y'all. This is the reason why you're allowing white folks to validate your anger by standing next to you and taking knees now. When Kaepernick took a knee, again, he was basically discouraged, disrespected, disbanded, and now he gave up his career and everything to help you motherfuckers out, and not one of you niggers out here with money or anybody was there for him. Why? Because white folks alone wasn't validated because they are patriotic and they're for the flag. That's the reason why. But this situation, again, anything that's a trend to white folks is always going to be a trend to y'all niggas. Because a lot of y'all fucking Jim Crow, discreetly loving, ignorant ass fucking sellouts. Whatever the white folks are about, you about. Whatever other black folks are about, oh, fuck the niggers, man. I can't deal with that kind of shit. Why? Because this is our society. This is our culture and our society. We have to sit here and get validation from the white man. If we can't get validation from them, all this other shit don't make no sense to me. And you know what? Again, I don't give a fuck who likes it and who don't like it. Godspeed and God rest to this brother. Look what happened. The whole Kobe Bryant thing was a big thing in the news. After Kobe was this COVID shit. COVID thing went on for almost 3 months and it's still going on, what I'm talking about. Then on top of that, a lot of y'all lost your jobs. You're sitting here happy with this $1,200 a month payment shit. And they sitting here telling you, you have a curfew or you can't go into this store. So they're telling you, hey, the only way you can socialize and get around is you have to breathe in your own fucking poison. Why? Because think about it. You got your own carbon monoxide backfiring on you. So you're getting less and less oxygen. You know how many people are passing out on the fucking road? Then I see these idiots driving around. They're driving around their own personal vehicles with masks on. Let me explain something to you. If you're not walking around your house in a fucking mask, why are you driving in your own vehicle in a mask? People passing out and doing all this other stupid shit. Like you walk down the street. As soon as you get off public transportation, take the fucking mask off. Why you gotta walk from the public transportation to your house with a mask? Why you gotta be why you gotta be dry? Oh my God, you people out here just think like this government don't like niggas, man. They don't like y'all spicks and y'all niggas. They don't like us. The government is never for you. It wasn't meant to be for you. The fucking constitutional law was not written for blacks. It was never meant for you. It was never meant to serve you. We were slaves when this shit was written, man. Get off your high horses, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be telling brothers, yo, I'm like, yo, and I got a lot of my cousins. They be like, yo. And we all break it down. They're like, yo, would you ever marry or mate with a white woman? I say, hell no. They say, why? I say, yo, if there's ever a race war, anything ever hit the fan, she always gonna go to her fan. She always gonna go to her skin color and hers before she come to you and yours, man. And at the end of the day, I just prefer my kid. It is what it is, man. I don't give a fuck who like it or who don't. You love who you love, and I respect that. But at the same time, I pray that my kids marry and mate black. I don't want I really don't personally want my grandkids coming out talking about granddad and they half white. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I don't care if you like it or don't like it. With the way society is, the older I get, yes, the more bitter and angry I become. And now I see why my great Uncle James, and why so many other people older than me don't like white folks and why they hate cops. I used to always wonder why people hate this and hate that. And then I wonder, and now the older I'm getting and the more I see and the more wiser I become and the more independently open-minded I become to myself, and the more my eyes are open, wide, shut open, the more I realize why I hate society, why I hate the government, and why I hate what the laws and everything stands for. Because, people as a color, I don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody has a breaking point. And us as a black folks, we've been past that. Way before Rodney King, way before Yusuf Hawkins. A lot of us passed that when Malcolm X died or was murdered. You know what I'm saying? And it just keeps shit like that just keeps happening and happening. And it goes on 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 and it goes on. And nowadays you got these young brothers out here, they ain't with that They ain't with that fucking we shall overcome shit. Some niggas, a lot of brothers out here, man, are all for fucking police up and killing them. And then y'all call them thugs, and y'all agree with the white folks. Yeah, man, that's fucked up. But at the same time, when another nigga kill another nigga, y'all don't say the same thing. You know, black folks, man, y'all need to get your shit together. Yeah, I'm saying I'm black, but you know, I don't consider myself in the same group as you because I'm not a sheep. You're sheep. I'm a fucking wolf. But at the same time, I know who I am and what I'm about. And that's the reason why I keep making these videos because I don't. It's not gonna distance myself from y'all. I'm just too smart and educatedly proud to know that I'm not in the same category as you. I don't need no white person or nobody's validation for that matter to speak out and be who I am. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? My words are powerful because they're true, but at the same time, my actions speak 1,000 times more fucking fold than my words will ever be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm living proof for that. And like I tell y'all, like I used to show y'all videos on hunting and everything when y'all was still running around in your underwear at nighttime, sipping on cocoa and drinks, talking about video games and toys all day like fucking little school kids. And I was always sitting here trying to bring something realistic to the channel and shit. And everybody's like, why this nigga showing this and that? I was and I'm always gonna be ready. Y'all motherfuckers out here just stupid sheep. And you know what I'm saying? When you're being, you know, hurdled off in the herd, don't sit here talking about help. I'm gonna sit back as a wolf laughing and hoping I can fucking get a peek at you being slaughtered. Because you know, I'm always that person to be like, good for you. I'm always that motherfucking person who always want to say, hey, good for you. You got what you got, you know, so you deserve what you got. I'm that nigga, man. I'm not a vindictive, hateful, envious person, but I'm that motherfucker that be like, yo, I told you so. And I hope you see me seeing you suffer to your last breath of it. Because at the end of the day, you know what? You get what you deserve, man. Peace.